YouTube, what the crap is going on? Heir of Carthage here. Sorry, it's been a while. Also, sorry. I sound a little bit grizzled. I am a little bit ill, but doing all right, all things considered. Had a nice trip to Florida. Wedding went great. I can't exactly say that I'm glad to be home because being away with my wife was better. But here I am back home getting ready to go to work for another week, and I am here to bring you the next part of the SPQR campaign in the Rome Total Realism mod. I wanted to do some more of this just to kind of hopefully build some excitement for the upcoming release of Rome 2 next year. Although I definitely do have my mind on another game that's going to release this week, I guess. And many of you know that I definitely look forward to playing Halo 4. So that's going to be a fun one. And some of you might say, well, are you going to do some videos of that? I'm not really sure yet. I want to, but as you know, I'm quite busy enough trying to put videos up here. And we just have to wait and see. I have a large force in Rome, and I want to go strike back in Sicily against the Carthaginians. For those of you who want to go catch up on the last episode, you can. I really haven't done anything since then. I know that a lot of you have tried to explain it to me, but it's been a while, and continually the Roman leadership system in this game eludes me. I do know that I have my faction leader here who is quite capable of leading an army outside of my empire. However, he is quite old, so I may want to bring the faction heir with him. So that is my faction leader. Let's see where my faction heir is. That way, in case he kicks the bucket, we've got someone to stand in his place and finish the deeds here. So let's check out our list scroll. I got my faction leader and faction heir. He is in Croton, which should be pretty near the action. So that's actually good. I'm going to start marching my faction leader down there. Hopefully Rome doesn't get too upset at having nothing but leaders left there. Nope. But it is going to lower the income I'll be taking in there. Anyway, I'm going to start a slow... It is going to be a long march, actually. It's going to take several turns, but I'll just let those turns play out so that we can, I don't know, hopefully see how my economy is doing, which I'm guessing is pretty poor, to be honest.
Move out! March!
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a long march. I wish I had a navy, but I don't. Let's go ahead and end this turn and just see what happens. I don't exactly remember everything that was at play here. I want to say that we got attacked by the Illyrians a few times. I know the Carthaginians are pushing hard on us. We did finally expel the Epirotes, which was nice. But I do know that the Carthaginians are, like I said, pushing hard on us from Messana. I believe they're still in control of that city, and they're pushing on Rhegion. So we'll try and push back. My faction here, though, looks like he's trapped in Croton by a brigand army. There are lots of brigands throughout the map. My income went up, albeit slowly. I have to admit that if you do go back and watch the original episodes, I gained a lot more understanding of the economy on this game after those first few turns, so I didn't do the best job of building my economy. I am going to have to save up some money and try and rectify that. Building roads and traders and stuff isn't very helpful at first. It's actually best to focus on some cities that you can kind of make rich, like the big cities, and you focus on things like the luxury goods, and you start building, buildings to trade those goods, and then, maybe upgrading your ports and stuff like that. It'll definitely build your economy faster than the foolish route that I took early on in this. But hey, sometimes these campaign videos are a little bit of a learning experience for all of us. And some of you may be wondering, Heir, why are you even doing this campaign? It's because I thought this game was really good, actually. It's probably one of the better mods I've played. Many people asked me about Roma Surrectum 2. It was fun. I liked the graphics. And in some ways, there was things about Roma Surrectum 2 that I liked better. But to be honest, like the unit statistics in Roma Surrectum 2 drove me crazy. Just because I wasn't a big fan of them. It's like the independent city-states betrayed us. Settlement occupied. I must have had a settlement up there that wasn't guarded. I kind of doubt it was a big one. Okay, looks like the Gauls might be getting mad at me too, so hopefully I have an army up north. I might have to check on that.
Imperator.
We're going to continue marching my faction leader down this way.
No more moves, sir.
It's moving right along. There's actually a Epirote army down here too. I didn't realize it, but there it is. They may have landed it, and I might want to make sure that I've got enough. Let's see. There's my faction heir. I've got a few troops there to help guard him. I may train just a couple more, or one more of these Broody-Eye swordsmen, just to kind of have enough troops there to help protect them. I don't have a whole lot of archers yet either, and the archers can definitely be helpful. They can really wear at enemy troops. When I first played this mod, I wasn't really a believer in the archers, but I've played a couple of different factions on the mod. Of course, Carthage, and but I've also played the Spartan faction, which is pretty fun, and I know a lot of you wanted me to play that one. The archers are very important to the Spartans, of course, because they lack the heavy cavalry element, unless, of course, you go capture some cities or hire some mercenaries that can help you gain a heavy cav element. But for the most part, they do lack that heavy cav element, which is probably historically correct to the Greeks. I don't know a ton of Greek history, but the little bit that I've picked up here and there didn't make it sound like they did a lot of heavy cav. You know, of course, other than, you know, Alexandrian type tactics, obviously he was a fan of heavy cav and used them quite successfully. I think I'll just bring my faction leader over here and put the smack down on these. Well, actually, you know, yeah, I'll probably have to bring my faction leader over there and put the smack down on those guys, and then we'll try and move across from Reggie to Messana and try and take the city. Hopefully that'll work. Let's go ahead and, I know this is just a lot of turn ending at first, but I do have to march him down there. It takes a very long time to build much of a navy, and I just do not have the economy to support a navy. True to real life on this game, navies are extraordinarily expensive and time-consuming to construct, and I think it actually kind of represents a true-to-life thing on how the Carthaginians really had a leg up on the Romans at the beginning of the Second Punic War when it came to the navy. The Illyrians want a ceasefire. Of course, I'll take it because I don't want to waste time and money fighting them up there. But yeah, I think it very well represents the difficulties in maintaining, you know, a strong fleet. So some of you may be wondering more about the Roman leadership system. A lot of you have described it to me, which was very kind of you. Appreciate that. I'm sorry, I still don't completely understand it. Plus, it's been a long time. Had it not been so long, I might remember some of that. It looks like we can hit this Epirote army. We can at least shove them back. Okay. We'll pick up the faction here on the next turn. I'm saving up money here. It usually takes like 20,000 some odd denarii to build a building that's going to be worth your time. And whenever you make foolish mistakes like me early, it can definitely take a while to get your economy rolling. I should have used my money that you started out with better, and then I definitely could have gotten the economy rolling. I've played other SPQR campaigns besides the one you're seeing here, and I've done better on them. But I wanted to just stick to the same ones. This is what you all saw, rather than, you know, kind of splicing in a bunch of footage. I tried that in other campaigns, and it probably got confusing. Let's see, you've got a suitable husband. I guess we'll accept this guy. He's got a few command stars. But there are different leadership functions represented here for the Romans. I think they have like an aedile and a quaestor, and oh gosh, man, I don't even remember all the different Roman ones, but they've got a bunch of them, and they each have like a different function, and there's certain ones that you have to be careful of because they're really just someone who is meant to stay in the city and help manage it. They're not really a military leader, so that's something that you have to be aware of and be careful of. Trying to see who I can attack down here.
Sir.
There we go. Trying to force an attack here, and it looks like it'll be myself along with the reinforcements from the city, and there are a lot of family members in that city. And we're going to be attacking this brigand army, which is just some different hoplites. But anyway, let's take care of business here. I will see you on the battle map.
Arrived, but are they in time to take part in the battle?
All right, let's move up, and this ought to be a pretty quick knockout, to be honest. The only reason I'm showing you this is just because I want to have a little bit of battle footage here. All I'm planning on doing tonight is I'm going to try and capture Messana, and that'll probably be the end of this episode. I wasn't really ever planning to take this campaign to an absolute and utter end. It was more so meant to just be for me to show you, and I was going to set a couple of goals, like for instance to capture, you know, some certain cities, Messana being one of them, and to just do a little bit of pushback against the Carthaginians. And I figured that would be kind of a fun, just a way to show this game off to you without having to get into an absolutely ridiculously long campaign, which this can be. Not that it's not fun either. Let's Shit, my guys, I thought they were close enough for a Pillow Storm. Not quite. I'll just move up just a smidge more here. Thought I had it back in play also. There we go. These guys are going to get absolutely rained on. Yeah. See all the pillow coming in there. It's going to be pretty ugly. I'm just going to let my guys unload. Might as well. It'll minimize the casualties I take. And then hopefully just cause these guys to rout quicker. I'm going to take my general out to the flank too. I'm going to use my Hastati here because they're my weakest troops. And I want to save my Principes for the siege, the upcoming siege of Messana. So I've got those hoplites outflanked. The hoplites are probably just one-on-one. They're probably superior to my troops here. And I know that I have a lot of troops that are just sitting back there, which is fine. Like I said, I'm just kind of saving those troops. I don't want them to take any damage. I am going to try and get this unit here fixed. And we'll hit him with a charge from behind here with my general and see if we can break him. Did hit him pretty hard. It didn't break him. The hoplites up front are getting chewed up pretty bad. My Hastati are really taking minimal, if any, losses. You can see some of their hoplites turn to face my cav who charged him from behind. That's fine. That'll just make them get killed quicker. And I'm just going to ignore. I'm not going to do another charge until they get good and fixed again. I might bring these Triarii up close, though, to help inspire my men, as they do carry a Legionary Eagle. They're a unit that helps inspire others. And the Triarii on this game are a much smaller in number, but much tougher than what you see in the vanilla version. Kind of cool, you know, they got like the helmets there with the 3 little feathers or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, so don't ask me to explain it, sorry. I am going to do a little bit of reading up on Roman history as we approach Rome 2. But I am pretty rusty, as most of the history I've read hasn't even been recently. Anyway, we pretty easily throttled them, so let's get our faction here, and we'll continue towards Messana. Alright, well, I told you their next stop would be Messana, but apparently the Epirotes wanted to go ahead and duke it out with me, so here's my Roman soldiers arrayed for battle. I'm going to leave them in the same type of formation that we did last time. It'll be, you know, fairly effective. This game, I mean, the fighting is somewhat like the fighting in the vanilla version, but also quite different. There are going to be enemy reinforcements coming. I do believe they're just peltast, and maybe a few other troops. It's not going to be anything significant, but I will want to make sure that, you know, they don't catch me in a bad position. They do have some Pez Heteroi here, and they've also got some hoplites there. Or no, crap, those aren't just hoplites. These are the guys that we encountered in the very first battle, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like the Kianan Ejima, or I can't even pronounce it. Can't begin to pronounce it. I don't speak Greek. But in any case, those are the guys who like beasted like 10 of my units at once while they were completely surrounded and made Spartans look like a bunch of crybabies. So I am indeed worried about these guys. So what I'm going to do is target all my Pilla on them. And I'll, of course, you know, try and surround them with Principes, but that's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to continually whack these guys with hammer and anvil strikes. But I think that, and then I'll probably have to use my Triarii on them as well, because my Triarii are some of the only units that I have that are going to be tough enough to stand against them. So I'm not going to put my units on fire at will. I'm going to kind of order them to unload their Pilla on these guys one by one. I got a lot of Principes, so I'm going to pull them out here to the flank. We'll try and turn the enemy flank. I'll keep my Hastati up front to face off with the Pez Heteroi, and then I'll keep my Triarii in reserve to inspire the Hastati here. Okay. Oh, and I got enemy reinforcements coming behind me too. Let's see what they got. They got some basically militia hoplites, and then some heavy peltast and a ballista. That ballista unit is going to be a little bit of a danger to me, just because it could pick off my general. So I am going to take my general and see if I can take it out of commission real quick. I am, however, going to try and get my my Principes close enough to unload all their Pilla on that elite unit. Alright, let's see if I can take down that ballista. It's probably already firing at me, and the siege weapons like the ballista and the scorpion actually are pretty effective in this game. And I don't expect that my pillow is going to have a massive effect on this unit, but it's definitely worth it. Every kill I get on them is a kill that's going to be earned a lot easier. I need to turn my Hastati onto a pillow storm there as well. Okay, my general hopefully bushwhacked that ballista unit. No, not as good as I'd hoped, but he hit it. And those elite hoplites have charged my Hastati and are no doubt going to just mass murder my Hastati. Not good for me. I will go ahead and surround them, but the quicker I can knock out these Pez Heteroi over here, the better. My general's getting caught. I need him to come over here and provide some cav support. Yeah, I'm going to take some pretty massive losses from that elite unit. There went the enemy general, though, and if I can run him down with my general, it actually may help end this battle quicker. So I'm going to send my general on a crash course here to run him down. It's not going to be any good, though, because my general is too tired. Those elite hoplites are completely surrounded, but those guys will kill every last one of those Hastati if I don't come in here and turn the tide of the battle. The enemy general's turned back into the fight. I'll run him down again now with my general. Sorry, having some... Okay, sorry about that. My camera was kind of glitching out. That just happens sometimes because I use like a little game controller. Not sure why it happens. Let's take a look at what's going on. The enemy general just took off at the hands of my general. He routed again, but he's not dead, and so it's not going to have as big a morale effect as I had hoped. I've got my Triarii and other units over here. I think these are my... Yeah, I got these Triarii outflanked, or those may be Hastati. I've got some Triarii somewhere in the vicinity. Oh yeah, they're right here on the elite unit. I threw them all in there. Those guys are surrounded, but like I said, they're going to need some help getting knocked out. So let's get back to it here. The enemy reinforcements are coming close. I'm going to throw everything I've got left over into the fight with those elite units, and then I can't get a shot at the back of any of these other units. Those Pez Heteroi just routed, which is great news for me. I'm going to actually just blob attack these other spearmen real quick, and then I'll focus all my troops in on the elite hoplites. I did not have any clue, and those take a long time to train too, so the Epirotes must have been training a new unit of those, or retrain the unit that I fought originally, if it survived, over quite some time, because that is not just a unit that they train in one turn. I want to say it takes like 40 turns. There's going to be the rear assault, and that's going to rout those kind of more pathetic spearmen. The rest of I'm going to bring my general over here and hopefully just rest him. I'm going to kind of reposition some of the rest of my troops here. Like I said, I kind of just want my general to sit there and rest. Some more of the Pez Heteroi over here routed, so... Oh, look, the elite hoplites routed. I just got really lucky. For them to rout with that many men left is a blessing. So I'm going to use that opportunity to absolutely just murder every one of them. Because if I can take that unit off the battlefield in future battles, it's going to save my men a lot of pain. You can see that I actually took quite a few losses at their hands. It is a powerful unit indeed. Very similar to Spartan, Spartiates, or Spartiates Hoplite, or whatever the unit is on this game, which is just basically the Spartan Hoplites. I do believe that my men have... Yep, they're chanting there. What an epic moment for my men to slaughter the hero unit from the Epirote army. So definitely a moment for them to use to celebrate. I'm getting hit by rocks from the enemy slingers. I'm not real worried about slingers. Balearic slingers have like an armor-piercing ability, and I want to say Rhodian slingers do as well. But normal slinger units in this game are not typically much of a threat, especially from the front. Those ballista units are still alive out there. I'm going to run them down with my general. A lot of the other troops are fleeing from before my men. Understandable. Plus, most of the troops the enemy has left are just skirmisher troops. Like those, however you say that. Yeah, I can't even say it. They're basically heavy peltast. Would be their equivalent from vanilla version of Rome. They're considered spearmen, but really they're just skirmisher units. Light spearmen, I guess. The ballista unit actually came and charged into my general. That was pretty brave. Have to give these Epirote troops credit for having spirit there, but they're no doubt going to be slaughtered by my my heavy bodyguard there. But I say we help my foot troops run down these chicken skirmisher troops. I don't know. The AI in this game is definitely better than in vanilla, but it still has problems. Skirmisher troops like this will just run almost endlessly from you sometimes, even when they are out of missiles, so like they remain in skirmish mode for some reason. So you kind of have to use cav or archers to kill them sometimes. So that's why when I was saying for the Spartans that archers are very important, it's because if you don't, you're going to end up spending you have to wait out basically the entire battle, because those units will never come attack you. This ought to finish them off though. My general unit is pretty tired. Wow, can't believe that didn't finish them off. Probably because my general is so tired. Those units will probably be getting cut down pretty bad by my men. They're not bad units, and for skirmishers they have quite a bit of fight in them. But their usefulness is more just for outflanking or softening up enemy troops. They're not really ever meant to be in a stand-in fight with principes or other heavy type infantry, whether it's Roman infantry or Greek infantry. Some of the enemy militia hoplites came back from routing. I'm gonna hit these spearmen in the back one more time here. Just want to cause a rout on these guys. They are wavering, but I don't think they're gonna rout, and I don't want to leave my general tangled up with them because they are spearmen. These guys are really holding out better than I thought they would. Pretty incredible, actually. All of this would have been a whole lot quicker had I been able to actually kill the Epirote general. If I bring a Triarii out here, it might help speed the routing of the enemy troops, just because of the legionary standard. My general unit is still quite exhausted. Honestly, pretty impressed that those guys are still there. I'm going to run my general, even though they're tired. I'm going to run them after the slingers because they can rout those, and then I've got my Triarii coming over here to help assist my principes and whatever other unit here. I might have a Hastati. I think it's all principes. I'm really not losing any men. Like, that fight's taking a long time, but I'm really not losing any men per se. It is kind of a long grind-out fight just because my men are tired, but their units aren't any more capable of killing mine in that position. So sometimes, in situations like this, you will end up with a long grind out. I might be able to run some of my principes through, though, and surround these guys a little better. There we go. Kind of force my guys through. You can see the Triarii here routed these guys. There goes the enemy general.
The enemy general is slain.
My Triarii routed those guys on the charge. They were already pretty demoralized, but I think it just goes to show you how much difference that legionary standard can make. Anyway, see you back on the campaign map. Alright, I've got my faction leader and faction heir here, so I should be well equipped as far as leaders are concerned. And I'm going to go attack the Carthaginians. Trying to see if there's any good mercenary troops to help me. I don't really want to hire these guys though, just because I'm already hurting pretty bad for money. I'm not gaining much every turn, and whenever I remove my faction heir from that city and then my faction leader from Rome, it definitely drove down my income because their management skills were a lot better. But I do want to go ahead and see what we can do to go knock the Carthaginians. Or actually, that's an independent city. It looks like the independent cities took it back from Carthage. But I want to take it anyway, because historically speaking, it would be a good city for me to capture. Let's see if we can besiege it. Can.
Besieging settlements, sir.
It's got some pretty large walls, so I can't build any sap points, unfortunately, but I'll bring a couple of siege towers to help fight our way through, and then I may bring one set of ladders as well. So let's maintain the siege there and go ahead and end a couple more turns. I see an Epirote army out there as well. I do not know whether the Epirotes are in league with the independent cities on Sicily or if they're enemies. It's I'm not really sure. The Gauls are making a few movements on my northern borders, but I don't think that they're... Oh, there's an Illyrian army coming up on Arimnum. That's not good.
Prepare to ambush.
I don't quite have all my siege engines finished at Messana. The Illyrians continually declare peace with me and then send people back. They usually bring just light hoplites and skirmishers. You all have seen their armies before. I've probably got plenty of men to defend the city with. These guys are not really leaders. I can't really take them out of the city unless they have command stars, which I'm guessing they don't. Neither one of them does. So they're just more, troops that I can use to help defend the city. I have some Petites Oski and some Etruscan hoplites, basically to help guard the city. I think I've got, a couple of Etruscan hoplite units. Should be plenty. I've also got an extra unit of cavalry. I'm not really concerned about the Illyrians. They bring light troops. Iridium expands, but I'm guessing that I probably don't have the money to build the buildings there that I need to. My economy really, in truth here, is kind of in shambles. I've not done a good job of managing it. I could probably, I can turn that building back, and then I will have enough money to construct that, and it'll probably make the city just as happy. So that'll be good. Alright, I think we're ready to go ahead and end one more turn, and then hopefully I can take Messana, and that'll probably be the closing action that I take in this particular video. I know I didn't talk a whole lot about Rome 2, I just kind of wanted to catch up a little bit on where we had been in this particular campaign. In the next one, I'm going to read up on some news for Rome 2, and we'll talk through some of the announcements or anything that's been announced. We'll talk through any screenshots or gameplay and just kind of analyze a little bit and see what you all think. I figured that'd be fun. And of course, I know that I've been gone the last couple of Wednesdays. I did start a show that's going to come out on Wednesday. It's going to be Heir Talks Total War, not to be confused with Gamer Dudster's Let's Talk Total War show. I, in fact, didn't even know that he made that show. Some of you mentioned it. I definitely didn't make mine as like a ripoff or anything. I just wanted to have a show and wasn't aware that someone had made something similar. So yeah, the name is completely coincidental there, and if you want to go check out his show, you can go check out his channel. Gamer Dudester makes some good videos, definitely worthwhile when it comes to learning more about Total War. In any case, let's go ahead and see if we can siege Messana.
Engage the enemy.
So I will see you on the battle map.
Victory will be ours. Bend your backs to your tasks, and all will be well.
Okay, this speech isn't quite as inspiring as the stuff we see in the Rome 2 videos, but it's going to be pretty good, I think. I don't know if you all have watched those videos that they've made for Rome 2 so far, like the Siege of Carthage videos. The game really does look outstanding, and I think that it's going to take siege battles and naval warfare and all kinds of stuff totally to the next level, which is pretty exciting. I know some people kind of like things to be classic, like some people I know are saying like, let's make sure I got all Principes on my equipment, though I do not want them on my RAM. Definitely don't want my Triarii high on the RAM. I'm not even sure if I'm going to take any units with the RAM. I may wait until I get them distracted and then I'll take a RAM up. The RAM usually ends up getting burned, but, well, I don't know, I could take like a crummy Hastati unit that's already beat up and use them as fodder. Let's see, I got a Hastati. Yep, right here is a Hastati. I'll just take my most damaged Hastati and put them on the RAM. And they do have arrows that you can fire from your siege towers. It's not crazy effective, but it can definitely be worthwhile. And the reason I've got the ladders here is just one more unit so that hopefully I can capture a tower and put some extra pressure on the units that are on the walls. Okay, all my other units are at full strength that are going. Got both my bodyguards here. One, this is my faction leader, and then that's my faction air course. They got the cool Praetorian Cav unit that they reside in. Okay, let's get the siege started here. Let's see what they've got on the walls. They've got a citizen levy here. Greek hoplite right there in the center. The ballista type bolts from my towers should be firing in. Sometimes they're pretty effective, sometimes they're not. But this is going to allow me to help take the walls quicker. There are actually 500 and some odd defenders, and I think I have 800 and something troops. One of their units, though, is a Scorpion, which in the open field would be pretty devastating. But in this particular position, it's not. They've got some theory. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yeah, if someone knows how to pronounce that one, yeah, just let me know. I'm not even going to try. I wish I could pronounce it. But yeah, I got the Polis Hoplite there. Yeah, my rams burned. I don't have good lucks with any good luck with rams on this game. I had way more luck in the vanilla version. My Hastati are going to get shot to bits in the back while they run away. But they're acting as a pretty good distraction so that my towers take less fire as they come in. And the towers are going to be where I'm going to be delivering the majority of the pain. And I'll be able to capture this tower so they won't be firing at my men while they siege. And the men get up the ladders a little bit quicker than they get up the siege towers. However, the siege towers, of course, provide them some protection while they're climbing to the top, obviously.
Our siege towers have reached the walls. Now there will be hard fighting to break the defenses.
Now, I am going to take my Triarii units. And as soon as my men make it onto the walls, I'm going to run my Triarii up to help inspire them and help break the enemy morale. Having them in the vicinity will definitely be helpful.
Our ladders are at the walls. Now bravery and steel will be tested as our men fight over the defenses.
Okay, I got my guys coming up the wall there. And as soon as they get up, I'm going to run them across this tower and hit these guys. I was kind of hoping to be able to hit some people from the flank. Yeah, I'm not going to have any good flanking position. They bunched their troops up in the center. Those citizen levy will be easy pickings. These Greek hoplites, on the other hand, are going to be pretty brutal slug out on the walls. My Principes are definitely up to the task, but I mean, it's definitely going to be a pretty brutal fight. Okay, my guys have reached the walls, and they're going to start moving across here. Should be able to capture this tower.
Great gods! Our soldiers
Oh look,
have done well this
that actually
day.
turned the flank of the
walls are
citizen levy,
taken.
and also the Greek hoplites. All of them have turned, which means I can put a complete outflanking maneuver. In order to help, like I said, help that fight go faster, I'm going to run some Triarii up in the vicinity. My guys are going to start scaling the wall here. My Principe have engaged the citizen levy, and then my Principe and the towers are going to, in a minute, they're going to like spew out right into the center of those Greek hoplites. And then once these guys come out, I should be able to hopefully capture this, capture their gatehouse. And if I'm able to capture the gatehouse, then I can start running my troops through there as well, and just really put some pressure on the city. I've begun the initial fight here with the citizen levy. These poor folks here definitely have no chance of survival against my heavy infantry. But hey, it's brave of them. Kind of reminds me of these citizen levies that helped defend in Carthage at the Battle of Zama and in the final siege of Carthage. Of course, we all know that they also suffered at the hands of the Roman troops. Once Hannibal and his veterans were defeated, Carthage really didn't have any hope. And to be quite honest, other than if Hannibal possibly had used his elephants different, he possibly could have turned the tide at Zama. But I think we all know that by that point the Romans were adapting and learning ways to defeat the Carthaginians. And, what's funny is that Africanus gets a lot of the credit, and to a degree, obviously he did go defeat Hannibal, and he was able to use tactics against him successfully. But however, I think a lot of people forget that Fabius Maximus, and the Fabian strategies that helped start to defeat Hannibal as they started to starve Hannibal's troops and to keep them trapped in southern Italy where they had no support. Also, of course, Hannibal's brother Mago was cut off as he came into Italy and was not able to reinforce Hannibal. So there was lots of things that started to play into that. But, the story of Africanus is definitely, an interesting one. Let's see, the gateway is now belonging to me. So all these troops here, with the exception of my generals, are going to come pouring through the gates. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and run them up. I've got a bunch of troops up here. Looks like they're all doing very well. The Greek hoplites are actually getting beat up pretty bad because my Hastati came down and split them in half. And then the citizen levy are getting trashed by my other Principe unit. And then I've got another unit that's now going to hit them from behind. So their units on the walls ended up getting outflanked whenever they really kind of gave up a stronger position. If they would have stayed in that position, it would have been much harder for me to defeat them. Plus, I was able to capture the gatehouse. Oh, wow. My Principes just routed for some weird reason. I can't seem to figure out why, but they just routed. Huh, that is very odd. Seemed like their numbers dropped real bad all of a sudden and they routed. That's kind of frustrating, to be quite honest. Not sure why that is. I'm going to bring my Triarii up. Yeah, man, that is weird. My other units are shaken for some reason. Except for my Triarii, they're not. I would think these units wouldn't be shaken. Those units are steady. Huh, my unit's still shaking. I don't know why it says shaken. Unhappy due to exhaustion. I don't know, maybe my other unit was exhausted too. I'd take out this ballista unit. That is kind of weird how my Principe unit routed like that. It says they're in a fight to the death right now. All of the independent city-state armies on the wall now are completely routing. I think my Triarii are coming over the top. And their presence should help inspire the remainder of my men who are no longer shaken. They are quite tired though. Let's pick a path to the center of the town. Looks like there's a lot of enemy light cav coming my way. And then they've got some skirmishers, some more citizen levy, and then in the main square they've got one more unit of basically militia hoplites. You can see they're lightly armored hoplites. So the troops that I have down in this vicinity should be more than enough to finish the deed. Let's go ahead and get them moving in that direction. And then my troops on the wall. Yeah, my Principes came back from routing. Good. That was pretty odd. Like, I don't know if maybe they just got in like a spread out position, or maybe they took a hit from that Scorpion unit. I don't know what the deal was, but they definitely all started routing. It was kind of odd indeed. But the walls are captured. I'm going to bring my general units into the city here as well. Looks like the enemy Epirotes are... I mean, it's Epirotes Oski, that's the missile cav. I think it lists them as heavy cav, but they're pretty weak by any standard terms for heavy cav. I do have a Triarii unit nearby here. Stupid towers are going to be putting down quite a bit of fire on me. Actually, I'm going to take that unit of Principes back up and capture that tower so it'll hit me in the back. I'm going to play a little bit of infantry blobbing here. Hopefully scare their guys out of the fight quicker. Overwhelming them with numbers, and since my Triarii are nearby, it should help them waver a little quicker. Their guys are dropping very quickly, expectedly so. Here they've got a citizen levy unit that's going to come stand in, though I would imagine that they're going to waver and break accordingly. Looks like the defenses of Messana look to be possibly tough. I think if they would have used their... Nah, I don't really think these guys had a chance to stop me, to be quite honest. You know, I really hope in Rome 2 they've got some good siege battles, because it really would make for some fun battles to have to use that. And also it'd be pretty fun if there was some good, you know, I hope the marine landings that they've demonstrated, for those of you not familiar with it, there will be the ability to land troops from the sea to help support a battle in the city. So I'm definitely interested to see that as well.
The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Okay, looks like... I'm going to bring my general units over here and help sneak them in the back way. See if we can get them into the town square. I guess there isn't really going to be a back way. Not easily, at least. Let's go ahead and fast forward and get all my troops into the right spot here. Just going to keep moving all my troops towards the town square. The enemy troops are pretty much broken at this point. The ones that are moving out of the town square are too thrashed and tired to really be effective. Of course, quite a few of my units are pretty tired from fighting their way through the streets. Alright, here comes my determined Roman troops. Determined to make their presence known in Sicily. Hopefully they're going to gain a little honor here by slaughtering these inferior troops. That's what Heir does best. The graphics on this game really are good. It's hard to believe that this is the same game as the original Total War. Now, obviously the buildings and the map and all that stuff are only moderately better. You know, the vegetation's better and I think some of the other things, but the buildings and stuff really aren't. So, I mean, I'm honestly just considerably stunned whenever I look at the videos coming out about Rome 2. It's going to look absolutely incredible. And I think that also the battles for the cities are going to seem much more epic in scale. And, you know, that's going to be really something also. Alright, got all my troops running in. The citizen levy had kind of reformed on the edge of the town square there. Alright, so I've engaged the enemy militia hoplites there. I am going to try and pull my general's units past there. Let's see if I can get them completely around the back of these militia hoplites in the town square. We'll just see if we can break the resolve a little bit faster. My guys are all kind of herded up there from where they've come around the corner. I would definitely like to get them out into a position where they're not so bunched up, but that's a little harder than you think just due to the pathfinding that goes on in these in-city fights. But I think at this point I can actually maneuver my cav a little bit. And of course the enemy troops are not going to break when I hit them in the back, since they're in the town square, but it is possible for me to cause them to waver and to lower the morale, which means that my infantry will be more successful in defeating them from the front. So I do not expect this to be a knockout blow, but I am going to kind of let my cav hit these guys. They're dropping fairly quick, all things considered. Kind of hit them from behind with all my heavy cavalry here. Able to inflict quite a few casualties there on a charge. I'm going to go ahead and pull my general's units out of that rather than risk getting one of them killed. Like I said, that's going to be just more of a morale thing, because now you can see they're wavering, and they should be dropping even quicker than they were before they were wavering. And since they still have their back turned to me, I'm going to go ahead and give them another good whack here with the cavalry. Sure, that was a pretty effective hit right there too, but I did lose quite a few of my bodyguard units. I think I lost 4 or 5 horses there. I'm probably going to cease charging just so I don't accidentally get my general killed. They're only down to like 30 some odd men and dropping fast. those rear charges definitely did help break them down a little quicker. Just remember that when you're fighting troops on the town square like that, you know, of course, they are completely unbreakable as far as morale. However, they do suffer the combat penalties, like I was saying, so they do suffer like fatigue penalties and morale penalties, so it allows your men to kind of overcome those unbreakable odds. Anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Sorry I've probably been just a little bit bland, but, you know, like I said, I'm not feeling real well. And I will be back with more videos. I'm going to start searching through some of your submissions for the next Heir Talks Total War episode, and we'll find some good stuff to cover. I'm excited to bring you more of that, and definitely excited about the possibilities and where that show is going to go. I am planning on kind of a 2-video-a-week schedule, which is going to be, you know, the Heir Talks Total War on Wednesdays, and then the second video will just be a video of my choosing, probably sometime around the weekends, but I'm not going to, you know, make it too certain. But again, Wednesdays is the Heir Talks Total War, and I will be back with a new episode this week. Let's end the battle and take the city.
Rome will be amazed at
so yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting caught up a little bit on the SPQR campaign. The next time I do one of these, I'll kind of show you how to fix my economy. I'm probably going to cheat and give myself money so I can show you how to fix it right rather than the way I did it. Otherwise, it's going to take way too many turns for me to show you how to fix it right, or I'd have to start a whole new campaign. But anyway, I'll just show you the best way to build your stuff from the beginning. So I can exterminate, occupy. I'm probably just going to occupy the settlement. Exterminating is not quite as useful in this as it is in the vanilla. But anyway, you can see we've captured Messana. Definitely a worthy goal, and we're going to be expanding some of our Roman control. And I think that one of the final fun things that I would like to do is to capture Syracuse, which is a very heavily defended city. I think that'll definitely be entertaining. Looks like the Epirotes have already landed more troops back up towards Croton. I guess I'm going to have to train enough men to help guard the city. In any case, hope you enjoyed it, YouTube. Heir of Carthage signing off for now. I will be back with more in the near future.